Hello viewers, it's almost 2 months since my last upload and today is gonna be different because we are going to reassemble my monster / gravel bike. Turn on your sound because I'm going to explain every detail that's going to happen in this video. By the way, the main reason why I'm going to convert this into a touring setup is because of the bike fit. You will notice in my handlebars that I'm always holding it in the top. It's because during my long rides, the most important for me is the comfort. I don't care about speed anymore. What matters for me is I don't get tired because of my posture and ride position. I'm gonna be disassembling the bike right now, removing each part because we're going to upgrade some of it sooner or later. I remove the drivetrain first, and you may use a simple Allen wrench for it. Cut the cables in order to remove the connection between RD, FD to its corresponding shifters. If your chains has missing link, you may use WD-40 to easily remove it. With regards to the front derailleur and crank, you will see here that I use 2x setup. What I'm going to do later on is convert it into 1x setup. Converting your cranks to 1x setup is so easy that you will only need to check whether your crank is compatible to 1x setup. In this regard, I use a Halotech crank because most of it are 1x compatible. You just gonna need to measure whether your crank is 104 or 96 BCD and then find a narrow wide chainring. You will see here that I use gap expander because the fork that I'm using is made of carbon. Some headset parts are stuck up, so I'm gonna be using a WD-40 and hammer it down with rubber mallet to avoid damage. In this segment, I managed to remove the headset crown using just a flat screw with no fork damage. In removing the old headset cap, always use a proper headset removal tool to remove it hassle-free. Now, to install the new headset, use any lithium grease or any bike grease to easily install new headset cap. By the way, the new bike headset that I used is a Sagnit carbon headset I bought from Shopee. I'm gonna be putting all the links in the description below, all the products that I use in this video. In this part, I use a bike headset tool in order to push the cap with proper alignment. Never ever try to hammer it down or use some hammering tools of some sort. Now we go to the assembly. The first thing I do is put the front wheel, connect the fork, grease the headset up, frame, and In this case, I get the proper stand of the bike because I'm actually comfortable working with just the bike stand. You may grease up the headset parts in order to protect it from rust, corrosion, and water. I also filed the edge of the exterior tube in order to put the stem and spacers easily. I also changed my stem from a short one to an 8mm long stem. This trick actually reduces unnecessary movements in your steering. This is actually the highlight of our video. I'm gonna be using a Denham handlebar as this makes my ride more comfortable. Going back again to the cranks, as I said earlier, we're going to convert it into 1x setup, but we need to remove the old chain rings first. Always remember that some of the time, hollow cranks are riveted. In short, there are no bolts that hold the chain rings. And in our case, we're just going to remove the bolts and that's it. I applied the series brand narrow wide chain ring with 38 teeth 104 BCD. Part of the 1x conversion is to install a wide range sprocket. So we're going to change the current one with 36 teeth . And apply one with 46 teeth. You can also go up to 50 teeth as long as your rear derailleur can handle it. For some of you who didn't know, this is a goat link or RD hanger extension. I'm gonna be using one because my rear derailleur only allows up to 42 teeth. For the chains, this is a brand new KMC 9-speed since I'm using a 9-speed drivetrain. And I'm also going to use the same brand new chain with only 5 links. This trick will help your RD utilize minimal spring tension. I also put back its original shifter, a Lofi 9-speed, and its original hydraulic brakes. One downside of Denham bars is that it's too long, so I need to cut it in order to get the best length possible. Finding the best bike grips for my sweaty palms is difficult. After a long search, I got this from RD Cycles. The brand is Cannondale with mushroom ribs for comfort and control, micro-hex pattern for all-weather grip, and finally the feature that I most like, the single lock-on clamp for easy installation and security. If you want to buy this product, you can buy it directly from me, so I can get a commission to help our channel grow. And the good news is, we are now an authorized dealer of RD Cycles. One thing I love about this frame is that the brake cables are routed externally. In this case, I use a zip tie instead of C-clip, because C-clips are actually easy to remove. And now we're going to bleed the brakes. Put some fresh mineral oil in it. Remove the air inside, and after long repeated squeeze of the brake lever, we now got the proper resistance. You may also use grease and apply it on the shifter cables for smooth shifting. And now for the RD tune-up, I'm going to start with the B screw in order to apply the proper RD tension, adjusting the high limiter screw to align the chain to the smallest cogs, and finally going to tune it up as we always did. So far so good. And now we're going to apply a cable end to the single cable we have. One good thing about Denham bars is you can put both bike grips and bar tape, using grips to the edge and bar tape to the horn. In this case, I use brown bar tape to make it look more vintage. And partner it with a dark brown saddle. And finally, to complete the touring bike elements, I decided to install a rear bike carrier. Luckily, I found a 31.6 seat clamp with threads purposely created for bike carriers. And now we're done. We're now going to see the final product. Once again, thank you so much for supporting this channel. And just a heads up, we're going to be reviewing more bike products, and I'm going to post all of it in our Facebook page so you can message me directly for inquiries.